This is Jarrod Horak, and it's Sunday, September 15th, and in this Road to Kentucky Derby 2025 video, I'm going to take a look back at the Grade 3 Iroquois Stakes, the first Kentucky Derby points race, and then I'm going to take a look at some other Derby Trail news. Now, the Iroquois Stakes was run at Churchill Downs on Saturday, September 14th, and I did a video for that one, and my top choice, Jonathan's Way, paying $4.52, wired the field. I'm off to a good start on this Road to the Derby series. Now, the fractions in the Iroquois Stakes, a one-turn mile, 23.21, 46.62, 6 furlongs, 111.08, 7 furlongs, 123.08, and they finished the 1 mile distance in 136.08. Now, for comparison purposes, the Grade 3 Pocahontas Stakes, also a one-turn mile, and that was on the road to the Kentucky Oaks. The final time the fillies ran at that same 1 mile distance, 137.82. So the horses in the Iroquois ran much faster than the horses in the Pocahontas. And the internal fractions in the Iroquois were solid, 23.41, 24.46, last two fractions 12.30, 12.70. And the top 5 finishers in the Iroquois Stakes all earned Kentucky Derby points. Jonathan's Way picked up 10 points for the win, and then horses finishing 2nd through 5th, Owen Almighty, Giocoso, Mesero, Sandman. Now for Jonathan's Way, he was bet down there. As I said, he paid $4.52, and he went right to the front in this race. And it really looked like he was traveling well throughout. Joel Rosario was aboard. He was comfortable on the lead. Now, a few horses did come after him. Now, Magnitude came after him first, and then Giocoso came after him on the turn. He turned away those rivals. Owen Almighty was stalking the pace. He tried to make a race of it in the stretch, but Jonathan's Way was able to turn him away as well. He had plenty left, and he won by 2 3/4 lengths. Owen Almighty did run a quality race. He was clearly second best. He was 4 1/4 lengths in front of show finisher Giocoso. So now Jonathan's Way is 2 for 2. We'll have to see if he's going to end up being a Kentucky Derby contender or not. But in his debut, I like the fact that he used different running styles in his 2 races. In his debut, he had a troubled start, and he rallied from well off the pace. And he won that race by 4 1/4 lengths. But in the Iroquois Stakes, he had a good beginning. He went right to the front. He controlled the race. Now, as for his pedigree, more sprint-oriented. So we'll have to see in upcoming starts how he handles a route of ground. And you know they're going to be stretching him out to see if he can do just that. So in other Derby Trail news, we had gaming for trainer Bob Baffert, $250,000 game winner colt. He ran his record to 2 for 2 when he won the Grade 1 Del Mar Futurity as my top pick on September 8th. Now, in his career debut, he set fast fractions and he was able to wire the field. But in that Del Mar Futurity, he was able to sit in mid-pack, moved up nicely, and then he won nicely by 1 3/4 lengths. So both of his wins were at Del Mar, and that is the site of the 2024 Breeders' Cup Juvenile. And I wouldn't be surprised if Gaming does run his next race in the Grade 1 American Pharoah Stakes at Santa Anita later this month, and then he goes back to Del Mar for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. We'll have to see how that plays out if he does indeed go in the American Pharoah, but that's the next logical start for Bob Baffert trainee Gaming. And we do have some changes on the road to the 2025 Kentucky Derby. The European Road to the Derby is now the Euro Mid-East Road to the Derby. So the UAE Derby, which used to be part of the American Road to the Derby series, is now part of the Euro Mid-East Road to the Derby series. So the top 2 point earners in the Euro Mid-East Road to the Derby, they're going to receive an invitation to the Kentucky Derby. And there were no changes made to the Japan Road to the Derby. The top point earner in Japan will receive an automatic invitation, automatic berth into the Kentucky Derby. And we do have some new points rules for 2025. 5-horse fields. So if we have the points races and they have 5 horses, they're only going to receive 75% of the total points. 4 horses or less, only 50% of the total points. So if we have shorter fields, 5-horse fields, only 75% of the points are going to be allotted. 4-horse fields, only 50%. And we do have a new race that they've added to the Road to the Derby series for 2025, the Virginia Derby at Colonial Downs, the newest Derby points race. And the Virginia Derby used to be a turf race for 3-year-olds, but now it's going to be moved to dirt and run at 1 1/8 miles on March 15th, 2025. And it's going to be part of a new 4-day spring meet at Colonial Downs. And the winner of the Virginia Derby will receive 50 Kentucky Derby qualifying points. So the next race is on the Kentucky Derby Trail. On October 5th, we have 3 big Grade 1 races on the road to the Derby. The Grade 1 Breeders' Futurity at Keeneland, the Grade 1 Champagne at Aqueduct, the Grade 1 American Pharoah Stakes at Santa Anita. On October 27th, the Grade 3 Street Scent Stakes at Churchill Downs, and then on November 1st, the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile at Del Mar. So I'm going to be covering all of these Derby points races on my YouTube channel, so keep checking that out. Just like I do every year, I'm going to have handicapping videos for all of these Derby points races, giving out my top picks and sometimes some wagering strategies as well. I'm off to a fast start. As I said, I got my top choice home of Jonathan's Way in the Grade 3 Iroquois, so I'm 1 for 1 heading into next month now, where we're going to have some big Derby points races coming up. I just mentioned those. And if you're interested in bonus daily free picks, you can check out my Better Bets blog at therunawayhorse.com. I do each day from around the country. I post a free pick on my personal website. And if you're interested in my full card analysis, and I cover full cards, Santa Anita Park, Del Mar, I do Breeders' Cup full cards, annual Triple Crown Series full cards. You can get all of those full cards at therunawayhorse.com, my personal website, or at todaysracingdigest.com. So that will wrap up this look at the 2025 Kentucky Derby Trail. And after each of these points races that they run, I'm going to have handicapping videos where I'm going to give out my top choice in these Derby points races. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to recap the points races to see if it was a strong race or not a strong race. As for the Iroquois Stakes, it was a promising race. It was relatively fast. The top 2 horses were well clear of the rest. Jonathan's Way looked good, but it's just a question of how these horses will handle a route of ground in their upcoming starts. So that'll do it for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this horse racing content. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.